Hello and welcome. This will be a reading for Taurus for April 2023. Welcome to the table, Taurus. I have pre-shuffled the cards, but I will shuffle them again for you. The flowers are from my garden and the crystals have been in their salt baths. I do hope you enjoy them. I will be using a 10 card spread, so 5 cards along the top row, 5 cards along the bottom row. I'll be talking about those cards as they come out, and then I'll be overlaying those cards with another deck of cards, and again I'll be talking about those cards as they come out too. The cards have been very well shuffled, but I'll just give them a little bit more. Okay, first card out, the Magician. 6 of Swords, 2 of Swords, the Emperor, and Judgment. Wow, some quite big cards on the table. 3 major arcana already. Okay, and we have got the 5 of Swords, the World in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, 2 of Cups in the upright position, and 5 of Cups in the upright position. Okay, on the bottom of the deck I'll show you. Okay, King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, we've got some quite big cards on the table. So obviously a lot of energy, big energies coming towards you, probably big life-changing energies perhaps coming towards you. Number 1 card off is the Magician. Now the Magician, all things are possible with the Magician. Whether you can pull this off or not is another thing, but all things are possible. So the opportunity for everything to be possible is here. Okay, so that's a very positive card already on the as the first card out. That's quite a positive energy. Number 6. 6 of Swords is leaving bad times behind. Certainly not necessarily bad times, but moving on to better times. So this is quite a beautiful energy, moving into calmer waters, a calmer space. So perhaps you've been through some turbulent times, but it does look like you're moving into a period where you may not have so many major things to deal with. It does, however, look like you've got a decision yet to be made. Okay, this is going quietly within, having a little think about what you need to do. I don't know how difficult this decision is for you, but it does look like you need to use your intuition and to use your guidance to actually take some time to make sure you make the right choice. Okay, your choices will take you in any direction. There is no such thing as a bad choice. The experiences you have down either path that you take can be either good or bad, but nobody knows. When you're making a decision, nobody knows. It's really a bit of a gamble. You just need to do your very best to listen to the inner voice. What is the best for you? What will make you happy? What will make you feel whole and complete? Okay, here is the Emperor in reverse. So this is letting go of some sort of control. This is quite a controlling energy in the reverse aspect, and it is in the reverse aspect. So this control energy perhaps needs to be shifted. I'm not quite sure whether this is a parental figure. It's sort of feeling parental, but somebody who's quite authoritarian can be quite controlling. It's in the reverse aspect here, so making a decision. There's also, you're right next to the Emperor, you've also got Judgment. So something has probably come to the end of its karmic cycle. This could be a wake-up call. Wake up before you get stuck, getting too stuck, too rigid, too fixed, not being flexible enough to cope with the changes that are coming quickly. This can give you a second chance because you can rise up from this. This is a call. This can be an announcement or a call. It can be an announcement you make as well, but often it's an announcement you receive of some sort. It can be a message you receive. It can ask you to, this is almost like starting again completely. So you can start again completely. This will be a second chance. So maybe that's what your decision is about. Definitely moving on. So you could be relocating, maybe hoping for a second chance somewhere else. Something is, maybe you've been feeling stuck where you were, that you're not going anywhere, and feeling completely confined. This is a rigid confinement, this card in its negative aspect. You do have here, this is the King of Pentacles, that's also in the reverse aspect. So again, very tight and rigid, and this is about money and control. So, you know, it's in its negative aspect. This may be, this could be a boss, somebody who's rigid, who's not giving you the pay rises you need, maybe not giving you the promotions you need, maybe not recognising the hard work that you've put in. That can be all of those negative aspects. Where somebody is perhaps using money to control you, you know, and don't be controlled by your money. You know, you are selling your services, so you can earn your money in all sorts of different places, in all sorts of different ways. Your job becomes a commodity that you're trading, and you should be rewarded sufficiently and fairly. So if you're not being rewarded sufficiently and fairly for a job that you're doing, by all means, pack your bags, perhaps, and move on. This is telling me that you're making a decision, but you will be moving on to greener pastures, so to speak. And that, you know, when you change a job that's not right for you, you absolutely feel like you're getting a second chance, because you're surrounded by different people immediately when you take up a new job. Particularly if you relocate to a different place, you're completely surrounded by different people. The energy completely changes. You can meet people who put you in a completely different direction. So by all means, have a think about what it is you need to think about. Don't listen to any criticism. There will always be people who criticise your decisions, and there will always be naysayers who want to hold you back, because basically they're only serving their own interest and not necessarily serving your interests. So if you've been the victim of somebody who's been overly critical, by all means, you don't have to listen to that. You have to listen to it at the time, but don't take it on board. Got the World here in reverse. So this is an ending, a closing off cycle. See, you've got this Six of Swords here, moving away from, you know, moving into better times. And here, this is the end of a cycle. So you're almost there. I don't think you're quite there yet, but definitely moving on. You've probably given everything you've got to this cycle of your life, and you know, you've just reached the end of it. It's sort of like a teenager. You come to the end of that teen years, and you enter your 20s. Life becomes completely different. As you enter your 30s, often life takes another cycle completely. And so it goes. You know, life tends to have these little cycles that you go through, and you have to be ready to move on. There's no point in being rigid or fixed. Don't try to hang on to things that are finished, because you're better off going with the flow into the new energies, because you can expand and grow into those areas as well. So it does look like you're closing off, ready to tie off a cycle. You're not quite there yet, but you're ready to tie off a cycle. Okay. King of Swords, this is under the Two of Swords, making a decision. So this is a reminder to you to use your clear thinking, to be analytical. Don't become too emotional. There's no emotions in this one here. You need to do your clear thinking, draw down on your intuition, listen to the advice of anybody that you respect, because it's a good time to listen to good advice if there's advice offered to you and you respect that advice. Here is a card of moving forward. So this can be the potential to find new love. Perhaps after you've made some sort of a cut or some sort of a change. There is the potential here for new love coming in towards you. So Taurus here, this is, you know, or you could find something that you love to do. You know, this can be a reflection of yourself. So perhaps feeling happier with yourself, moving on, perhaps finding love, or just moving into a new energy where you're more comfortable with yourself or happier with yourself. So that can be it as well. Here is this card, number 5 of Cups, which is always a little bit of a sad cup. As you can see, somebody who, in this case, grief, despair, loss, sadness, feeling overwhelmed, depressed, any one of those things. So if you're going through that state, you do need to actually spend that time. This is a very isolating energy. Even grief, even if you've got grief relates to everybody in their own individual way. Even if you lose a family member, everybody feels it differently. So you need to feel that grief. You need to spend some time. You need to snuggle down into a blanket, be comfortable, just allow the loss, the pain, the feeling of despair. You need to allow that to just flow through you. Embrace that for a while. Look at it. Realize how you feel. It does hurt. All of those energies, they do hurt. There will be new opportunities. There will be new experiences, but at the time when you're going through it, it is extremely difficult to move forward, and actually sometimes you're better off to just stay in that energy rather than trying to push forward, because pushing forward, you're not going to make the right choices either while you're in that energy. It's sort of like when you're feeling sick, you're better off just allowing yourself to be sick. Just pull the blankets around you, have this pain, have this suffering. Don't stay there forever. Once you're starting to feel a little bit brighter, allocate a certain amount of time and then test yourself out and see whether you can come out of it. You can always try taking a step outside and seeing whether you're strong enough to cope. If you're not strong enough, then perhaps you need a few more days or maybe even a few more weeks to go through this pain and suffering. Okay, whatever that's all about. It's interesting that it's under the Judgment. So, maybe this call is asking you to move forward and leave things behind that maybe you don't want to leave behind. But there's always some pain in leaving things behind. That just goes with the territory. There are very few times in life when we move forward and there isn't some pain attached. Let's have a look at the clarifying cards and see if we get a better idea of what's coming towards you. But you do have this Magician here, so this is quite positive. So do remember that. This is the first card out on the deck, so quite a positive energy there. It's possible, and again you've got the lilies on this card, so I am thinking a new start is possible here, which is interesting because you've got the Judgment here. So I do think there's an opportunity here for a new start, and that would be quite lovely. New starts are always good. Everything's possible when you start something new. You never know the outcome. It's sort of when you get halfway through something, you're like, I'm not too sure about this. Then you can always choose to move. But a new start is fresh. Everything is lovely. New ideas. And as you can see, he's got a little white headband on. So new ideas, new thinking. Okay, white is purity and innocence. New thinking, new ideas, new creativity. Okay, let's have a look at these cards. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles, nice. 4 of Wands, lovely. 3 of Swords. Page of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. Ooh. Temperance. 3 of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. King of Wands, lovely. 3 of Cups, beautiful. And what have you got there? Let me have a look. Oh, you've got the King of Swords. Okay, good. You're going to make a breakthrough. Lovely. You're going to use your intuition, make a breakthrough. Going to be strong. You're going to say the things you need to say. Think the things you need to think. And you're going to use this is a quite sharp, distinct energy, but it can be very positive if you make a clean break and you think carefully about things. So it's quite a positive energy. Okay, here we've got the Ace of Pentacles on top of the Magician. Couldn't be nicer. So Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity, perhaps a new job offer, money coming towards you. So this is something on your earthly plane, some new opportunity, new experience perhaps coming towards you, new money perhaps coming towards you. Got on top of this Magician. So this is quite lovely energy. So some little bit of magic perhaps coming your way to offer you something new, which is highly, highly positive. So where this King of Pentacles was restrictive, now you've got this beautiful open energy with the Magician, and the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful energy, highly positive, very creative, very, you know, so much potential there, so much potential. Okay, now this is the card of moving on, as I was talking before, moving on to better times. This is sort of stability. So stability and commitment. So this is in the reverse aspect. So perhaps you're leaving a commitment of some sort. It does look like that's, you know, but if the commitment is not a creation or a stable foundation for you to keep on having a nice time or happiness, then there's no point staying there, because that commitment then will just bring you despair and loneliness. Commitments are supposed to be set up for us to have a stable environment so that we can grow, so that we can flourish. If that's not happening, then you're better off not being in that commitment. Now, that can be work or a relationship. It can be your home. If that is no longer serving its purpose, you need to move on. Okay, Two of Swords, your decision making, and here we've got the Three of Swords. So Three of Swords, a little bit of heartbreak, a little bit of pain. You can see on this card, the people flying away, moving on. So, you know, when you do have a little bit of heartbreak about something, if you make a decision that causes you some pain, or someone else makes a decision that causes you pain, you do need to just let go. This cuts you free. It can, you know, it cuts your heart free. It can cause you a lot of anxiety at the time, but later on, you will find a foundation again. It's kind of like your heart's been, when your heart's cut out of something, it's free flowing. It flies free for a little while, but again, gradually it finds a little foundation. It finds somewhere to take root and to grow strong again. Page of Pentacles. Okay, a new path. As I say, maybe a new job offer. This is a lovely energy. Somebody who's working to move forward in their life, and this is quite a beautiful, beautiful energy. As you can see, this card in itself is very beautiful. Pardon me. So that's telling you that energy is beautiful. So once you break free of this tight, restrictive Emperor connection, this is a much more sort of free-flowing energy. As you can see, that sash around her waist flowing in the breeze, that's telling you that this is more free-flowing, looser connection, not so tight, not so rigid, not so fixed. Here we've got the Eight of Wands. So Eight of Wands is usually a fast-moving energy coming in towards you, some message of some sort. Something perhaps you've put your passion into that is going to change. Something is definitely changing here. It's on top of this Judgment. So this is part of a karmic path. This is a place where you've put your energy. So it's going into the reverse aspect. So you're no longer going to be putting your energy into the same place. You've already invested a lot of energy there, but there's a call now for you to change up the circumstances. We've got Temperance. Temperance is all about healing. As you can see, this was this sort of criticism, hurtful words. You know, this Five of Swords is never a nice energy. So here we've got this healing card. Beautiful, finding balance again, recovering. realizing that you don't need to take any notice of this person here. The one with the one with the swords here, the biggest person here with the swords is cutting and only thinking about themselves. You don't have to take them as being the authority and the person who makes all the decisions in this world. You're quite entitled to make your own decisions. You're quite entitled to have your own opinions. Okay, you don't need to listen to those hurtful words. Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles here in this card, he's learning. He's undertaking some study. Often I call this the card of contracts. So you may be setting yourself aside to either undergo a period of learning or an apprenticeship or new study. This is something that will bring you some money in the long term. So perhaps, as I say, you're either starting a new job, a new contract, or undertaking some study towards something that will bring you some money or some financial reward in the long term. So that is part of this cycle, this closing off, this tying off this cycle, starting something new. That's rather interesting. Okay, you've got the King of Swords here. This was listening to either good advice or your intuition or your knowledge or your intellect. Nine of Swords, coming out of this period of painful thinking, of feeling trapped, being fearful, coming out of that period. So you've got this Two of Swords, you make a decision. There's some pain attached somewhere along the line here. And it's probably coming out of this commitment that you're walking away from. Making a clear-cut decision. It will then take you out of this fearful phase, okay? That will be behind you. Excuse me. It's part of the problem with flowers on the table. They do sometimes give off different perfumes and aromas, and I'm not quite sure, but I sometimes think the little green things sometimes give off little bits of irritation. Excuse me. Okay, here we've got the King of Wands. So this is beautiful, creative energy. Somebody coming towards you with enthusiasm and passion. This person themselves can be enthusiastic and passionate. Also somebody who's highly creative, somebody who is able to put their energies in the right places. So rather nice. It's under this, instead of this Emperor being rigid and fixed, you've got this Page of Pentacles. So much more youthful energy, much more vitality and vibrancy. Lovely new energy there. And you've got this Love. So this is on top of this card here. So this is rather nice energy. So the potential here for somebody who's showing quite a lot of passion and enthusiasm towards you. So that's quite lovely energy, as you can see. More mature. Somebody who knows how to handle their emotions, but somebody who is quite passionate and fertile and creative. Here we've got the Three of Cups. So even though you've got the Five of Cups, once that period passes, once you get over that, there you need to spend some time with your family or your friends, possibly your friends, and just go out and be a little bit light-hearted from time to time and relax and enjoy yourself. You can't always be in a dark space, okay? You do need to pick up the game again and engage with life and go out and have some fun times. It does look like actually the end of the reading is quite nice. This King of Swords, hopefully this King of Swords, because he's in the upright position, you make some clear cut. Whatever it is you decide, you're very, very decisive about it. You move forward with determination and you take the action that's necessary. And it does look like here that this new opportunity allows you to move forward, to break away from this commitment, and it's a structural commitment of some sort, something that perhaps was no longer making you happy, no longer making room for you to expand within a structured environment. So if you were not feeling like you could expand within that environment, that it was not bringing you the prosperity and the abundance and the love that you wanted, it looks like you've made that decision to remove that. It may be painful, but it will eventually, as you can see with the King of Swords, if you don't make the decision, then you're just left in this stagnant place where you're always worrying and thinking about it over and over and over again. But once you make this decision and you're clear about it and you're decisive and you decide that this is what I'm going to do, then you definitely move forward. Then it releases this energy, and as you can see, it's much more free. It's a carefree, much more relaxed, much happier sort of an energy that becomes relaxed and enjoyable and gives you the potential to engage with some passion and enthusiasm, perhaps with some new person that may enter your life, which is rather lovely. And as I say, this creative energy that you'd put so much energy into before, perhaps that's come to the end of its cycle. Take any lessons from it that you need to have learnt. What did it teach you? What knowledge did it give you? What things won't you do again as a consequence of whatever it was that you went through? But this is a beautiful card to finish the reading. So Taurus, by all means, take your time to make your decision. But when you do make that decision, be decisive about it, okay? It does look like you're going to have some very nice, relaxed freedom, new opportunity. You've got this beautiful Ace of Pentacles and the Magician. So it's stepping into your power to make that decision, and that's rather beautiful. You've definitely got healing here, so I can't really see any problems. It may be a little bit difficult for you to make those decisions, but once you step into that power of making and the commitment and the determination to make that decision, you may have some pain, you may have some regrets, but ultimately I think the long-term outcome may be a little bit of freedom and happiness, time to spend with your friends, and perhaps to go on your new journey. Thank you very much for watching, Taurus. Bye for now.